Yes, YouTube, we are back, and in today's video, what I'm going to do is just run you through some simple hacks to make cutting a little bit easier for you. I'm cutting myself. I've been cutting for just over 6 weeks. I've got another 6.5 weeks until I'll do a photo shoot, which is where I'll be my leanest, and I'll be pushing up for another year before I decide to compete late next year. So, if you are cutting at the moment, or you would like a little bit more knowledge of how to cut and how to make the process a little bit less painful and a little bit less strenuous and to actually get you better results, then this video is going to be perfect for you. Tip number 1 is going to help you curb some of those sweet cravings. It's also going to help to fill you up a tiny bit. So when the cut starts to get a little bit tough and cravings are through the roof and you are hungry throughout the day, using this product, which I've got in my hand, just going to help to make things a little bit easier for you. Now, diet drinks. Now, the good thing is with these drinks is they give you that hit of sweet, so you can sort of push those cravings to the side after having a drink like this. They're also incredibly low calorie, so you can have a couple or a few. I wouldn't go any more than that because the carbonation is going to upset your digestive system. It's going to hinder your digestion a little bit, so you can have these every day. Just be a little bit careful with how many you're having. I mean, if you drink these drinks and your digestion is genuinely on point because of the other things that you're eating and drinking throughout the day, then crack on. These are a game changer for me. I have been having them for the past few weeks. I've had them in the past. Diet drinks, they work. They work, they do the job, they cure them sweet cravings, and they also help to fill you up a little bit. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 doesn't actually involve being in the kitchen. Now, this is something for people that are short for time. So if you are trying to lose weight, time is genuinely a little bit of an issue for you, as in you don't have time to do your steps and your cardio and your training and your meal prep. This is just a little tip to help you maintain that large deficit without spending too much time doing steps. The tip essentially is to do cardio instead of your steps. If time is genuinely an issue, you are much better off doing more cardio because you're going to get more bang for your buck in terms of time. An hour of cardio in zone 2 is going to burn over double the amount of calories that you would spend walking for an hour. So if time is an issue, do more cardio in zone 2 over the course of a week and you will burn more calories in a much shorter time span. Tip number 2 is to prioritize sleep and optimize your recovery. Sleep hygiene. Ensuring that you've got good sleep hygiene is going to be imperative to ensure that you are adequately recovered, or you are fully recovered, and that you are getting good quality sleep, because when calories are low, having a bad night's sleep is going to completely just destroy your day. Energy levels are going to be low, your mood is going to be off, which in turn will cause training to suffer. So having good sleep hygiene, so getting some blue light blocking glasses, reading a book before bed instead of looking at your screen an inch away from your face. Those things are going to allow you to fall asleep a lot quicker, get a better night's sleep, and in turn, be more energized throughout the day, having your recovery in a much better position. So you can get some blue light blocking glasses, you can read a book before bed. Just ensure that you are dimming the lights. You are blocking out blue light for 90 minutes before you go to bed. And if you can do that consistently, your sleep will improve. And another thing is having a sleep schedule. So yes, doing all of these things is great, but if your sleep schedule is irregular and you're going to bed at 11 p.m. one night and then 2 a.m. the next morning and then 11 p.m. again and then 1 a.m. and then 9 p.m. That's just going to mess with your body and your body clock and your circadian rhythm. So to regulate all of that and get it in the best spot possible, it would be best if you can go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time every single day. Next up is nice and simple. So to enable you to actually stay in that deficit but consume high volume of food, make use of vegetables. Make use of fruits that are low in calories and high in volume. So for example, one fruit that is genuinely unbelievable for cutting is red watermelon. For every 100 calories of watermelon that you eat, there's only 30 calories in there. So if you are getting to the point in the cut where your stomach is like starting to wrench, you are genuinely hungry pretty much all the time, having this or a few 100 grams of watermelon just to tide you over until your next meal is really going to help you to stop those cravings, to stop those urges, and to stop you actually going off track and binging. Another food source similar to watermelon that's incredibly good, lettuce. Like 100 grams of lettuce, it's practically got no calories in. And just the actual action of chewing a little bit more, that's going to help you to feel fuller rather than just wolfing your food down and then still being hungry. There are a few foods like that that you can implement into your diet plan that are extremely low calorie, going to allow you to stay fuller for longer and keep you satiated during the day. My last sort of mention in terms of food is little snacky bits for food. Now, I'm someone who very much is a proponent, a supporter of no snacking. I feel like when you delve into snacking, that's when things start to go a little bit skewy, things start to go off plan, because when you look at snacks, you've got things like protein bars, cookies, chocolate bars, crisps. Like, those are the typical foods that people associate with snacks. Now, healthy snacking is tough. It's very rare to go into a shop and find a healthy snack. So in terms of snacking, if you are someone who needs a snack or wants a snack, little vegetables like mini carrots, you can get mini peppers. They're going to be extremely low calorie. Carrots, you need to chew them a lot because they're quite a hard food. So again, that action of chewing is going to help you to feel fuller for longer, which means you're going to be less likely to go off plan. You're going to be more likely to stick to the diet plan that you've got in place, which is going to make the cut a little bit easier for you. Next up, as calories are limited, we have to be particular with the foods that we're choosing and the macronutrients that we're choosing and the macronutrient split. So again, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, I would recommend between 40 and 50 grams of healthy fats. Now, with your carbohydrates, probably not a great example to hold this box up, but essentially this box just represents peri-workout nutrition, peri-workout carbs. So with the carbs that you are using in the day, yes, they are limited. You need to prioritize putting your carbs around your training window. So carbs pre-workout to help fuel your training, carbs post-workout to help replenish lost glycogen and get recovery into a good spot as soon as possible. Carbs before your workout, carbs after your workout, and then if you do have calories spare, which you should have a few calories spare, then you can play around with putting carbs in your first meal or your last meal, whenever you prefer. I'm someone who prefers no carbs for breakfast because I find that carbs first thing in the morning give me a little bit of an afternoon slump, so I just go for protein and fats in meal 1, prioritize carbs around my training window, and then if I do have extra calories, I will just put an equal split of carbs in meal 2, and then my final meal, and maybe another meal if I'm having one. Next up, I've actually got no props, but it is just some expenditure tricks through our NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So that essentially is just a movement that you would do every single day living your normal life. For example, walking to work, walking to your car, tapping your knee even at the desk, or tapping a pen or shaking, whatever that may be. Just movement that you automatically do every single day, a movement that isn't purposeful. Expenditure tricks: if you are on the phone to someone or you're planning to have a call with someone, walk around when you're on the phone. Easy steps. The second tip: if you drive to work, or you're driving to the food shop, or you're driving to the gym, park as far away as you can. Easy steps. Another tip, which is actually huge, and I've actually started to suggest it to some of my clients, is to purchase a walking pad for at home. Now, I can guarantee that every single one of you watching this video will at some point be watching TV of some sort pretty much every single day, whether that's YouTube, Netflix, Sky, football, whatever that may be. For that hour, get a walking pad and walk on the walking pad whilst you're watching the TV. Now, you don't have to be marching and walking really fast, speed walking, just a steady walk that's going to allow you to effectively make use of your time whilst you're still watching something and enjoying the entertainment. Easy steps. Leading on from the walking pad, if you feel that you would like to do this, you could look at buying a static bike. Now, again, this is something that my clients have done. Some of my clients have done. It means that on days where you're not training, so for example, some clients in the latter end of a cut, they may be doing cardio 5, 6, 7 times a week. Now, they may not be training 5, 6, 7 times a week, which means that before they would have to drive to the gym to do some cardio and then drive back. Now, if you've got a bike at home, you can spend more time at home. I know some people will train at the gym and then do the cardio straight after, but if you've got a bike at home, you can do your cardio as and when you please. And it may be a case of doing 15 minutes of cardio whilst you're waiting for your tea to cook, and then doing 15 minutes of cardio just before you have a shower, before you go to bed. It just makes it much easier to actually get your cardio in and manage it. So rather than doing one stint of cardio, so for example, you may be doing 40 minutes of cardio 6 days a week. So you need to go to the gym, do the 40 minutes of cardio, and then that's you done for that day. You may be able to break it up into 10, 15, 20 minute blocks. It just makes it more manageable for you. If you do have have the spare disposable income and you've got the spare space in your house or a garage, because I'm aware that it's not the prettiest thing to look at, a walking pad and a bike or some form of cardio machine are going to save you so much time and allow you to actually do more expenditure so you can create a larger deficit and lose fat a little bit quicker. The final thing to make your cut easier and to allow you to get better results is to follow a meal plan. Lots of people toss and turn between an if it fits your macros plan, which is essentially where you just get your calories, you get your macros, and you just fit in whatever you want. Now, doing that can be great for flexibility, but with my experience myself and with my experience with previous clients, if it fits your macros leads a lot of people to start incorporating unhealthy foods in their diet. Unhealthy foods could be anything. A donut here and there, a chocolate bar, a high-calorie protein bar, anything of that nature. Now, I'm a firm believer that if you have one, you'll want another, and then you'll want another lot. I'm very much someone who, when they were younger, I used to snack a lot. Crisps, biscuits, crackers, chocolate, the works. And I was never satisfied. Never satisfied. I used to eat a lot of rubbish and I would always want more. And I feel like the more that you cave into that temptation, the more your body sort of wants that food and it craves that food. So if you don't give your body that food, the cravings and the urges, they're not really ever going to be that bad. I feel like following a meal plan, and this is something that I do myself, so I practice what I preach. Following a meal plan allows you to stay on track, get the best results possible. Now, a meal plan doesn't mean that you can't include an off-plan meal, but obviously that needs to be accounted for within your calories, and the days prior or the days following need to be adjusted accordingly so that you can go out for that meal and you can actually still progress and not feel guilty about having that meal. But if you are consistently throwing in foods that are just unhealthy, that's definitely going to hinder and slow down and potentially ruin your progress. And then again, once you have one, you may want another, and then before you know it, you've blitzed through a pack of biscuits and it's a Saturday and you've actually undone Monday to Friday's work, which is just annoying and it's unideal and it's disheartening. So to save yourself the stress, follow a meal plan. If you need to, include an off-plan meal and you'll be absolutely golden. Just to recap, I'm aware that I've thrown quite a few different tips at you now. Genuinely, if you can sort of implement a few of these or a couple of these into your routine and you haven't been doing them before, it will 100% allow you to either make faster progress with what you're already doing, or it's going to actually save you some time so that you can, with 100% certainty, get all of your boxes ticked. Now, if you're still stuck or you've got some problems of your own that you would like to discuss with me personally, drop me a DM on Instagram at FitWithMackie and I'll be happy to fire over some advice for free, no charge. That's going to wrap up this video, people. So I hope you've found this useful. I hope you've sort of gathered some sort of knowledge or something that you can implement to help make your cut a little bit easier. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drop me a like, don't forget to drop me a sub, and I will catch you people in the next one. Peace.